Hi, welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about glass shells from nature. How would you like to discover amazing creatures that are invisible to the naked eye, but once discovered, can be seen everywhere? These creatures are so pretty, they look like tiny pieces of stained glass. And they build their shells by sucking up dissolved silica from the water around them. That's right, these little guys are totally real, and you can even find them in your backyard. And they have been doing this for hundreds of millions of years. So join me and get ready for an exciting journey into the secret world of diatoms. And now for our first question. 1. What are diatoms? Diatoms are tiny, single-celled algae. That means they're simple organisms made up of just one cell. Most are only a few microns long, about 1/1000th the width of a human hair. They live in almost all aquatic environments, including oceans, lakes, and rivers. You can even find them in puddles. Even if it's small, each diatom is a complete organism with all the parts needed to keep itself alive. It takes in nutrients and energy from its surroundings, grows, and reproduces. Diatoms also move through the water by spinning and flipping themselves over. They do this by using two flagella, which are whip-like tails attached to the cell. When the flagella spin, the diatom moves forward. Diatoms are a major part of the plankton community, which is made up of tiny organisms that drift in the water. Plankton forms the base of the food chain in most aquatic ecosystems and provides food for larger animals like fish and whales. Now let's see what other secrets these microscopic marvels hold. 2. Diatoms build glass shells. The outer shell of a diatom is called a frustule, derived from the Latin word for disc. It's made of silica, the same material used to make glass. The silica forms two overlapping halves, much like a petri dish. The space between the two halves is where the diatom's cell sits. But diatoms don't just make simple discs. Their shapes range from stars and circles to hearts and snowflakes. And each species has a different shape, making the study of diatoms not only educational but also beautiful. It's like looking at a piece of stained glass. The patterns are so intricate that they inspired the invention of new microscopes. For example, the scanning electron microscope allows scientists to view the three-dimensional structure of these tiny shells. X-ray techniques allow scientists to learn more about the chemical composition of the glass shells. Freeze fracturing and atomic force microscopy help determine how the shells break and whether they have any flexibility. All these tools help us better understand the incredible diatoms. Now, let's find out how these creatures construct their glass shells. 3. How do they build the shell? The process of diatom shell formation is truly remarkable and still not fully understood by scientists. However, here's what we know so far. The first step involves the diatom absorbing dissolved silica from the water around them. Silica, also known as silicon dioxide, is abundant in many aquatic environments and is the second most common element on Earth after oxygen. Once the diatom absorbs the silica, it uses natural processes within its cells to create the complex and symmetrical structures of its shell. This process involves the secretion of organic acids which help form the silica into the desired shape. Each species of diatom has a unique design, kind of like a fingerprint, which helps scientists identify and classify them. Overall, the ability of diatoms to create such intricate structures from simple materials is truly fascinating and continues to be an area of active research. Next, let's take a look at what happens when the temperature drops. 4. Diatoms in cold water. Don't let the cold climate fool you. Despite living in some of the coldest places on Earth, these diatoms still manage to survive and build their beautiful glass shells. In fact, there are several species of diatoms that can survive in water as cold as 4 degrees Celsius or 277 kelvins. These tough diatoms call polar oceans and deep-sea environments home. One example is the Thalassiosira nordenskio LD diatom, which was discovered in 1894 during the expedition of the Vega sailing ship in the Barents Sea. This species can survive in extremely cold waters and is an important part of the phytoplankton community in polar regions. Another cold-loving diatom is the Fragilariopsis cylindris, which is found in both polar and temperate waters. This diatom has a unique cylindrical shape and is known for its ability to withstand low temperatures and high levels of UV radiation. These cold-water diatoms are not only resilient, but also play an important role in their ecosystems. As primary producers, they form the basis of the food chain for many aquatic organisms. Their ability to photosynthesize and convert sunlight into energy makes them essential for the survival of many species in cold climates. Now, let's find out how kids can see these amazing creatures for themselves. 5. How can kids see diatoms? To start your diatom adventure, head to a nearby pond, lake, or river. Use a clean jar to collect a water sample. Now, get ready to be amazed. Place a few drops of the water on a slide and put it under the microscope. Look for shimmering, glass-like structures. That's right, you're seeing real diatoms. They look like tiny pieces of stained glass and are surprisingly beautiful. Want to show off your findings? Dry your samples on the slide and make your very own microjewel collection. Share your discoveries with friends and family. They'll think you're a real scientist. And finally, let's explore why diatoms are so important to us. 6. Why are diatoms important? Diatoms are important for many reasons. First, they produce 20 to 50% of Earth's oxygen, just like trees. This means that these tiny organisms play a big role in keeping the air we breathe clean and healthy. Not only that, but their beautiful designs inspire scientists and engineers to develop new materials and technologies. Imagine using diatoms as building blocks for new materials, or developing new ways to capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The possibilities are really endless. The intricate patterns on the diatom shells have inspired the development of new types of solar cells, batteries, and even bulletproof vests. Their unique structure could also be used in the future for nanotechnology or biomimetic materials. This means that by studying diatoms, we can learn how to create new products that are stronger, lighter, and more efficient. And it's not just their design that's impressive. Diatoms also play an important role in our environment. They're a major part of the food chain in many aquatic ecosystems, providing food for a variety of animals, including fish and whales. By understanding how diatoms work and interact with their environment, we can better protect and preserve these important ecosystems. Additionally, diatoms can be used as a tool to monitor the health of the environment. Because they're so sensitive to changes in their environment, diatoms can be used as indicators of pollution or climate change. By tracking changes in diatom populations, scientists can learn more about how our environment is changing over time. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next scientist to make a big discovery with the help of diatoms. So keep exploring and keep asking questions. The world is full of amazing things waiting to be discovered, and diatoms are just the beginning. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of diatoms. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like, comment, and share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to never miss out on new adventures. Until next time, keep exploring the world and all its wonders. Remember, science is all around us, and it's up to us to discover it. Thanks for watching.